Hello students and welcome back. Today we'll be doing the sixth P for Services Marketing Mix, and this P, as it shows in front of you, is physical evidence. In this module we will be talking about the definition and meaning and role of physical evidence. What are the elements that comprise the physical evidence? The interior facilities, external facilities of physical evidence, and other tangible which also form a part of the physical evidence. Well, talking about physical evidence, it's simply the environment or the setting against which the service is delivered to the guest or the customer. So simply speaking, it is the environment or the setting or the surrounding where the service delivery takes place or the customers and the firm interact with each other. As we all know, services characteristic is that services are intangible, which means they lack physicality. So in that aspect, physical evidence gives the physicality to the services product. And we will be talking why this physicality is important for services. Well, students, I'd like you to think about this. They say that you should not judge a book by its cover. But really, if you think about it carefully, wouldn't we choose a product which looks very attractive, which is appealing to the eyes? For example, if I want to order a particular dish and I see the dish on a picture or on somebody else's table, which looks very appealing to me. It's beautifully decorated, lovely garnish, nice crockery, and piping hot. And I look at it and I'm eating it with my eyes. That is the physicality of the product. Without having to eat it, I can feel it already and I feel like having it. So definitely the look, the appeal, the physicality of the product prompts a person to make a purchase decision, and hence physical evidence is very important. Now, what is the meaning of physical evidence? Well, physical evidence, like we have discussed a little while back, is the surrounding, setting, environment, and various elements in the environment which give service some kind of tangibility. When we say tangibility means it gives physicality to the services product. Yes, and why is this physicality important? All these physical features of the service will help the customer to quantify or to measure or to evaluate or assess the product. And whenever the customer can easily assess the product based on physicality, it becomes very easy for him to make a purchase decision. And this purchase decision, like we all know, impacts our sale of service. So if we make our services tangible by using physical evidence, the customer will be able to evaluate and assess the service before consuming it, and he will make the purchase decision. Now, to give you an example of physical evidence, a very good example is in the case of airlines. Well, in an airline, we've all traveled in economy class most of the time, no frill airlines. Yes, now it's the same aircraft, and then you have another demarcated area which is for the business travel or the premium class. Now, the aircraft is the same. It is the same airplane. What is different? Difference is in the physical evidence. Maybe in a business class, for the differential you're paying, you're getting bigger seats with more leg space, more comfortably placed. You don't have anyone nudging you, from the side. So definitely you're more comfortable. The seats may be made of leather or some premium fabric. You probably have a setting which is nicer, maybe aromas which are nicer. Maybe you have music which you can change to suit your mood. So all these are physical evidences. And in a business class, the physical evidence becomes the differentiating factor for you to charge incremental as against an economy class. So that's an example of use of physical evidence. Another common example is, for example, having a simple cup of tea. If you're wanting to have a chai, having chai at a roadside tapri versus having chai in an Udupi restaurant, or having chai at a fast food restaurant, having chai at a 5-star premium A-grade restaurant. Your experiences are going to be absolutely different. The product, which is your chai, simply might not change that much, but the physical evidence, the environment is going to change. So if you have a special date, you'll probably select a very special restaurant, isn't it? So that's the impact of physical evidence on the service and the decision to buy a particular service. Talking further of the meaning of physical evidence, we've already spoken a lot about how services are intangible and how physical evidence is used to give physicality to the otherwise intangible services product. This physicality helps the customer to evaluate and assess the service, and that prompts him to make a purchase decision. So if your physical evidence is very appealing to the customer, he will quickly evaluate and decide to buy the service. So here the role of the marketeer is very important to make the design of the physical evidence, of the physical environment in such a way that it makes a very favorable appeal, which translates into sale of that service. Now, talking more about it, physical design of the physical evidence is very important. Design is talking about whenever that people visit expensive restaurants, they relish dishes which are otherwise available in less costly restaurants but with less ambience. So we just spoke about chai. Chai is available everywhere, but in a fancy restaurant, the experience of chai is multifold. Why? Because the setting is such. You will be sitting probably in couchy, comfy, luxurious sofas. You probably have air conditioning. You have, non-noisy environment. You don't have people, bumping into you. So all of these things create a favorable impact. Yes, so that becomes a differentiating part. Similarly, theme parks or amusement parks are usually have a particular theme. So if you have Ferrari World, it's totally based on Ferrari, or Legoland for an example. So whenever you have themes for amusement park, it again is playing around with the physicality of the service offering. Another example is transportation. So in transportation, you may have railways. In railways, you have first class, second class, third class. The purpose of the service is to transport you, yes. But apart from transportation, your experience in terms of luxury will depend on the if you're booking first class or if you're booking third class or seating coach. Yes. Similarly, for luxury buses, do you want to travel by an ST bus? Or do you want to travel by a semi recliner or a sleeper? Will actually make a lot of difference in your. Well, this is the definition of physical evidence. Physical evidence is the environment in which the service is delivered and where the firm and customer interact, and any tangible component that facilitates performance or communication. Furthermore, I would also like to emphasize that by physical evidence we mean the servicescape. So students, you can see two new words I would want you all to remember here. One is the servicescape and the other is atmospherics. Whenever we talk about physical evidence, it comprises of the servicescape or atmospherics. Simply means it is the atmosphere or the ambience in which the service is delivered. Now, what is the ambience? Ambience comprises of various factors like lighting, temperature control, entertainment, interior decoration, color theme. All of these elements in the atmosphere, in the servicescape, influence the customers. In addition to the servicescape, you also have something which is called the other tangibles. Other tangibles are other touch points which influence the customer. And this include the brochure, the business card, the menu card, some paraphernalia, some tent cards that you may have, that you may use in order to facilitate your service. And these together, servicescape and other tangibles, comprise the. So here in a formula we have the formula for physical evidence is the servicescape or the atmospherics or the ambience plus other tangibles form the servicescape. Now this particular formula was given by Booms and Bittner. So Booms and Bittner gave us this formula, which is physical evidence comprises the servicescape and other tangibles. Now what is servicescape? Servicescape is both the exterior of the facility and the interior of the facility. By exterior we mean the building facade, how the organization establishment looks from outside. An interior facility is the interiors from within. Once the person steps into the premise, how does he feel about the atmosphere and the environment? Okay, so here an important thing to remember is that physical evidence is the servicescape and other tangibles. Servicescape comprises of exteriors and interiors. With this, I hope we are clear and we move forward. Well, now taking from the previous slide, we know that physical evidence comprises of the servicescape plus other tangibles. From the previous slide, we also know that servicescape is interiors of the facility and exteriors of the facility. So here we will talk about these elements of physical evidence. So as you can see, So as you can see here, we are talking about servicescape. Servicescape is facility exterior and facility interior. Now what is there in the exterior of the facility? Well, in the exterior of the facility, you will have the facility design, the signage, parking, landscape, surrounding. To elaborate or to give you an example of the exterior. If I have to visit a bank and it's a flush, fancy, upmarket bank with great logo, designing, everything. And once you step inside, it's very fancy. But outside, if it's in a dilapidated building, in a building which is close to falling down, which is not kept, unpainted, paint peeling off, some construction work going on, how would me as a customer feel about entering the bank? Similarly, if I'm a woman and I want to go to a beauty salon, pardon me for this example, but if I have to go to a beauty salon and the beauty salon is a good franchise run model and I've used it multiple times over multiple locations. But here, when I talk about facility exterior, here if the beauty salon is located next to a alcohol shop, how would I feel entering it? Or if I have to go to a restaurant and eat, and I've been waiting to go to this restaurant and eat, and I realize that there's no parking, or the parking is a kilometer away, or my car is going to get towed, or it's not a safe parking, would I go? All these are exterior facility elements, and these have to be really thought of very well. So it's not just interiors, but it starts from exteriors. If there's a garbage pile outside your entrance, how would it look for a guest to arrive at your hotel? These are the things you have to take care of. You know, signages. Do you have ample signages? Do you have ample directions to your establishment. All these create the facility exterior impressions. Moving on to facility interior, which we are familiar about, is once you step inside the facility, what are the various ambient features which are used in the interior decoration that are going to create a favorable impression? So it's the lighting, it's the aroma, it's the entertainment, it is the temperature control. Then you have equipment. What kind of, so sometimes you have equipment which is used which creates an impression. So during COVID times, if you have, sanitizing units, a walk-in sanitizer, it's an equipment. It is creating an impression which is going to help the customer evaluate you, that these people, this restaurant is very serious about hygiene and sanitation, isn't it? Signages are important within. If you want to, from the lobby, if you want to go use the washroom, if you want the house phones, if you want to use the elevators, if you have good signages, it's quite desirable. The layout, how's the layout, how can you move around, and temperature, is it warm, cool, cold? All of these are ambient factors. So in Servicescape, we've spoken about two important elements, facility exterior and facility interior. Now we move on to the next aspect, which is apart from the Servicescape, you also have the other tangibles which are included in physical evidence, and these are given here. Employee, the dresses of employee, the cleanliness of the employee dresses, the brochures, the websites, the virtual landscape, any kind of bills that are given, folders which are given, maybe for a key, the key card folder, business card. All of these are small things, menu card in a restaurant. All of these add up to the physical evidence. Just to sum it up, this slide we've spoken about physical evidence, which comprises of Servicescape and other tangibles. In Servicescape, we include the facility exterior and the facility interior. Now, from the customer's point of view, the previous slide we've spoken about the physical evidence, and here we are talking about examples in various services. Insurance, for example. In insurance, if we have to speak, physical evidence is not there, but other tangibles are the kind of folder you get for your insurance policy, the billing statement, how often the billing statements come, how easy they are for you to read, and various other printing stationery paraphernalia are tangibles for your service, which is insurance. In a hospital, talking about a hospital, the physical evidence will be the building exterior, parking, the road, how you reach there, the lobby area, lifts that are available for you, and most importantly the waiting areas, if you have, and other tangibles are stated there. And likewise you can see it for airlines, mails and events. So you have physical evidence, which is the interior exterior, which is very important. Product is important, the base service is important. You'll not go to a hospital because they have a waiting room and a cafeteria, but if you decide on a hospital, all these factors in terms of offerings will help the physical evidence, will help the setting in which the hospital is operating in, and it will create an assessment basis for the customer to come back to you. So in addition to your core service, which is good by default, you have to also work on your physical evidence. Now here we are talking about, importantly, what is the role or what is the need or what is the importance of having a Servicescape. Again, Servicescape we mean is the atmospheric. Servicescape is the exteriors and the interiors of the facility. Now what is the role it plays? Well, one is package. Apart from delivery of service, it helps to build expectations and perceptions of experience. So it helps that. These act as a facilitator. Facilitator means they help or they aid or they facilitate for the service to take place. So in that sense, it assists the service to be undertaken in a desired environment, which in turn leads to overall satisfaction. Well, continuing with the need or role of servicescape, it also acts as a socializer. So the setting is usually conducive for interaction to take place between the service provider and the customer. So it's an ideal setting for the service to happen, leading to satisfaction. So the service setting is important for the service to happen in the right manner. For example, if you go for a massage and your service setting includes nice lighting, dim lighting, beautiful aroma, some nicely laid out clean linen, bed, and disposables being used, all this ensures that the service can be provided in the setting. Yes, and the second interaction is amongst the fellow customers. So if you go to a CCD, then you have a group of people sitting, chatting, talking on a Friday evening. That's a good setting for people to socialize amongst each other. So both these socializing concepts are very important, and they can be successfully be met by using effective servicescape. Servicescape also helps in differentiating your product from those of the competition. To give you an example, if you think McDonald's, what comes to your mind? Well, vibrant, happy, young, youthful, fast, prompt, isn't it? They use colors of white, yellow, red. This kind of setting is very effectively used to brand your service and also differentiate your service from those of the customers. So these are the various roles that the servicescape. Moving on, we will talk about the important elements of atmospherics. I will very quickly run through it. One is sight. Sight is when you look at it, what is the appeal? So what are the colors you're using? What is the contrast? Where is the location? What kind of architecture, facade, interiors, things you use, artifacts you probably use. So, does it appeal to the eye overall? You hung pictures. Are they appealing to the customer? So anything which has eye appeal. Second is sound appeal. Sound appeal is a sizzler. You go to a sizzler place, the sizzle. It is sound appeal. Music in the environment, any kind of announcements that are made, or any kind of sound which is pleasant or unpleasant is going to have an impact. So normally annoying thing is if you're eating a meal in a restaurant on a date and then you have some drilling noise anytime in the background is so putting off. And then you have the aromas, the scent appeal. So kind of appeal you'll have. So if you walk into a retail mall, if you walk into a shop, what is the aroma you get will set your mood. In a gym, in a spa, the aromas play an important role. So very important to have an appeal as far as the aromas are concerned. Touch appeal and taste appeal. Touch appeal is anything which is nice to touch, and taste appeal is whenever that is. Okay students, so from now what we've spoken is that we can use physical evidence to create the right kind of elements in the environment which help to attract the targeted customer segment. And we've also spoken about how it can be used to differentiate your product from those of your competition. So services can be differentiated and positioned in the mind of the customers using physical evidence as well. Now, what is the role of physical evidence? Well, the role of the physical evidence is that it helps to package the services product. Package means you can present it in the most desired way. It also conveys expectations. If I'm going to a Maratha themed restaurant, before I go there, in my mind I'm thinking Maratha, and then when I look at the entrance and I look at the elephants and I look at the chhatri, and when I enter the restaurant, everything is Maratha and I'm totally transformed and transported in the Maratha era. So that is creating expectations and meeting expectations. Then physical evidence is basically giving cues, and these cues help you to differentiate your product and position your product in the minds of the customer. So it's very effective. Physical evidence can be very effectively also be used for branding your product. It also influences perceptions. Perception is the actual measurement of the experience. How is it perceived in the mind of the consumer? Yeah. And lastly, image development. Once you develop an image using physical evidence are a very important key. Your service has to be good, but if you use your physical evidence, it creates a kind of a standard consistency. Whenever you have a standardized, consistent product, it lowers the risk in the mind of the customer, and whenever the risk is lowered, automatically the purchase is going to be positive. Now these are a few examples of physical evidence. This is the signage. If you can see signages which are put, how your signages are, what are the strategic locations for your signages, electronic signage on a brass with arrows, use of lighting. So these are a few examples of signages, how they can be used as physical evidence. Now this is the exteriors of a hotel. Now if you see the exteriors, definitely these are not desired exterior facilities. This is bad physical evidence. So you have one example here in front of you which you want to avoid. Landscape. Landscape is the exteriors. Again, beautiful landscape adds to the sensory evaluation, and we all would want to stay in holiday resorts like this very soon. What you should avoid. Imagine this is the Taj Mahal, this one of the 7 wonders of the world, and inside it's so beautiful, but outside if you have guides coming all on top of you, if you have a long queue for the ticket counter, if the security is not very efficient, if the lockers are far away, and when you enter, all of these things are avoidable. So if you can see, you have the Taj Mahal, and what does the Taj Mahal overlook? Not desirable. So it's not just your facility, it's also the outside of the facility. If you have to walk down this kind of an alley to reach to the Taj Mahal, not good. If you have dumps outside your property, not good. So physical environment is interiors. Yes, it is also exteriors. Sometimes the exterior is not part of your premise, but you still have to do things to take care of it. You can't have a mucky road outside during rains which is all kitchad. Who's going to come to your establishment? So you have to take care of it. Now this is the facility exterior. We've seen a few pictures where when we say exterior means it is the exterior design, the signage, the parking, the landscaping, environment. And when you talk about the facility interior, it is the interior designing, the equipment, the layout that is there. Now talking about interiors, there are various things that you can do. We spoke about senses. Now we're going to talk about the other elements. One is color. Various colors can be used depending upon what is the kind of setting you're trying to create. So each color is a connotation of a certain emotion. So do you want to be relaxed, or do you want to be bright and chirpy? What is the positioning of your product based on your color theme? Now these are again a few examples of what the colors signify. Now we come to other tangibles. Now we all know by now that physical evidence is the atmosphere, atmospheric surrounding setting. It comprises of the interior facility, exterior facilities, and also other evidence. Now these form parts of other evidence which can be used effectively for a particular service. I, for one, if I go to a bank and they hand me very fancy stationery, very upmarket classy folder, I get very thrilled and I think that wow, this is great service. Yes. So other tangibles like even uniforms, if you go to an Indian restaurant, people in sari, or if you go to a very upmarket flashy discotheque, you have this very nicely dressed, smartly dressed people, it's going to create an impression, and this comprises the other tangible. Uniform and types of servicescape. Well, in types of servicescape, we have self-service environment, interpersonal services environment, and remote services environment. In self-service is where the customer himself is going to be involved with very, very few negligible employees. In interpersonal landscape, both customer and employees will be present in the servicescape where the service is taking place. And in remote service, there is only employees with no or minimum customer involvement. The various settings. Now this is the steps to develop an effective physical landscape. I would like you all to read at leisure. With this, we come to an end of physical evidence, an important part of the services marketing mix. In our next module, we will continue with the seventh important P, which is process. Till then, take care and revise. Bye.